It has everything.
Bumping and banging.
Big Boy Neighborhood. All righty, man. It is a pleasure to have this lady in the neighborhood, and that is Kehlani. Kehlani, welcome to the neighborhood.
Thank you for having me.
It
I
is a
need one of
pleasure to
those
see you.
bells. Yeah.
Well, no, we got to sell you that one for like $52,000. If you ain't got
One of a kind.
$52,000, yeah, give me $100 for it. You can take that one right there.
That's cheap.
First off, we got to say welcome to the neighborhood. Pleasure to see you.
I'm happy to be here. Thank
I
you for
heard
having
that,
me.
man. It's been a hell of a road, huh?
Yeah, it has.
I heard that, man. Life, man, you living life though right now.
Yeah.
We always been living life, so you know what I'm saying. But how does it feel right now? Just like you want something for so long, so bad. You know what I'm saying? And then when you start to see it come together, what does that feel like to you?
I think it's for me. It's like just kind of making my personal marks,
Right.
And setting my little goals. And every time I accomplish a little one, reminding myself that it's okay to celebrate it and be proud of myself, and not be so hard on myself if I'm not accomplishing my really big goals really fast necessarily.
Right,
you know what I
right.
mean? So I'm just thanking God for every little step.
Now, when you say every little step, what has been some of the little steps?
For example, like I've never really got on the radio before. You know
Right.
what I mean? I never had a song that was like picked up and like people were really excited about. And, like I walk into the radio stations and they're like,
Right.
"Oh my God, you
And they
made it
know.
crazy! You know that
Yes.
you have the song." Like I'm like, "Oh my God, I finally have a song!" Like it's amazing. So I'm really happy to be here and like be able to kind of take the steps coming from a SoundCloud
Right.
internet artist to being in these rooms with you guys and stuff. It's
Really
awesome.
though, is there also a pressure that comes with that as well? Like the more,
Definitely.
yeah.
Definitely, I think it's a pressure with your fans,
Mm-hmm.
and because people are really what's the word for it?
What about the early diehards? Did you get
Exactly.
any of those where it's like,
they're
oh,
very like some of them are very small minded and
Right.
it's not necessarily a bad thing. They just have a lot of pride because they love you,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, "Oh my goodness, like I was there when I was the only person tweeting you, and you could tweet me back every single time, and all that kind of stuff." But I think if they're really excited about you and they really want to grow with you,
Right.
then they'll do whatever it takes.
right, and take that journey with you, man,
Exactly.
and a journey hopefully of happiness. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
exactly.
But you've been in a position where you do develop a fan base first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that fan base could be 5 people at an in store, or it could be selling out a spot that you didn't think you were going to sell out, or just people that just come and say hello. So there's a fan base for you. Even Ida, she was like, man, like talking about just off air how much she love you.
Yo, I got to
That's
see you at the
awesome.
Roxy like early on, and like
My
just
first tour.
And she was like, yeah,
Wave.
big. Now she's changed.
the wave in there was
Honestly.
just amazing. Just to feel that energy and that love for you like early on. Like props to you to where
Thank
where
you.
you're at right now, and everything you say in your lyrics, like to me, is like so meaningful.
Thank you.
Especially like the intro to "You Should Be Here." Like I wish people would pay attention to that, to what
Thank you.
you're saying in that intro is like just powerful. Like
But you know what? It's like it's a lot of living as well,
Mm-hmm.
and also with me, Kehlani, it's a lot of living. Like I get on radio, I have fun, and a lot of people didn't know the layers that I had
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
until I wrote my book. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you don't wear a lot of stuff on your sleeve, or there's certain people that know what's going down. But even when I sit and I think about, okay, well, damn, she was homeless. I was homeless. So you get to appreciate certain
Yeah.
things. You know what I'm saying? Someone not being in your life. You know, I'm there, and it's a lot of people. And everybody doesn't have to be that to understand that. But those kind of journeys, and then when you do get those so-called, little small things, you do appreciate those
Yeah, every single
a
one of
whole
them.
lot more.
Yeah.
Like even now, man, far removed from being homeless, I still walk into my house and I look around
This
like,
is
man,
mine. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, man.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And-
Sometimes I'm just like, wow, I got to get up and take a shower and my own
Yes.
stuff. Like the homies can come over and stay with me if they need
yes,
to. Like
man.
people can call me for bread and I can be like, yeah, sure. What's your account number? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, and
It's so awesome.
And it's amazing, man. And it's crazy because even with us, like if you go to my crib right now, I have like all I eat out of is like paper plates.
It's very modest.
And
yeah.
paper forks. But when we were homeless, that's all we could eat out
Exactly.
of. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't dishes, so on and so forth. And I carried a lot of those things over.
Yeah.
But man, I take all that as blessings. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
I mean, you could be a really idiotic money making person and just buy $1 billion plates and cups, and it
Yeah.
wouldn't make a difference. you know?
Yeah. It's still I'm more on the food that's going on the plate.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm
You
saying
know?
it's a
Hell
different
yeah.
level of
Like, man, look at these
appreciation.
dope ass plates I got up in here.
I'm literally just focused on the food on them, and then it's going right into your dishwasher, sir. I don't really care, but
Right,
that's great.
yeah.
If you get excited when you look at them, I'm happy for
Like,
you.
man, I never ate on $1 million plates with your dumb ass. Kehlani, we were talking about humble beginnings.
Yeah.
You know, when you feel like, man, there's certain things that's about to go down. Now, you did America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
And at some point, when you get
remember.
something something that pop like that, do you think like, man, this is it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you think like, I made it?
I think it wasn't necessarily that, but I think anybody who's been on those shows and receiving the love they received while on the show, and if you peep, nothing ever really goes down with too much with people after the show's over.
Man.
So it was a very crazy switch to get all the love we got, and then afterwards it was like, dang, it's quiet.
Right. Like,
You know what I
check
mean?
out the hotel. No more cameras. No
Then
more.
they're on to the next season, and people are in love with the new set of acts. You know what I mean? So it wasn't necessarily like we thought we made it, but we were surprised we made it that far. First of all, because the competition, the end of it, the prize is to get your own show on the Vegas Strip.
Right.
We're like 15 and 16 years old right now. We have to go back to high school. I mean, we have to go back to middle school and high school. Like, I don't know how we're gonna, like, every episode we made it another one. Like, we're against like real Vegas acts.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
So
Do
every episode we
ventriloquist.
made it, we were just like, well, it's lit. Thank you. That was a blessing. Another day in LA on a cool set.
Like, this
golf
is all
cart.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
We got
Like,
golf carts and craft services. Like,
oh my goodness.
me.
Right. We get to stay in fancy hotels in LA, and we're from Oakland, and we get to go back to class at the end of this and be like, we was just in LA and we was at Venice Beach. So
man, so at one point it is a group situation.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like what happens out of the group situation? What makes you feel like, okay, well, you know what, no longer a group. You of course you're a solo superstar right now, on your way to superstardom.
Thank
You know what I'm saying? Why not the group situation?
I was totally for it. You know what I mean? I think it wasn't about the group itself. It wasn't about us as friends and us as kids. 'Cause we at that point had pretty much raised each other. Especially me coming from a very ridiculous family situation.
Yes,
those were my brothers. Those was who I went home to every day. Those was whose house I was at when I got kicked out. You know what I mean? That I didn't have a father figure, so the manager was pretty much like my dad. And it was messed up because it was the manager's situation that ended up boofing the entire group.
Wow.
And it was really sucky because we're like 15, 16 years old, and the youngest being 13, finding out we're getting played by grown men.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but it was a testament. I'm glad it happened when it did, because I would have never learned to really pay attention to things and to also keep my family updated, because my family wasn't really involved because they didn't understand like music business. You know what I mean? So they're just like, wow, she getting picked up. She better go do her thing. Like, the manager about to come get her. Cool. She over there. Hey, you in LA? Cool. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh my God, let me come to this meeting and sit down because I don't understand what they're saying to me.
Right.
So, I don't know. It was definitely a heartbreaking situation, but everything happens for a reason.
Yeah,
and
man.
I'm where I'm at for a reason, and they're where they're at for a reason, and they're a really dope boy band now I'm the hugest fan of, and they're super sick.
Really though?
Killing the production game, a whole bunch of behind the scenes. They're a part of many projects people don't know about.
Okay,
like,
so they eating.
yeah, they're doing their thing.
I heard
Doing
that.
their
Will y'all
thing.
work together in the future?
Of course. I mean,
heard
if it was up to me, we'd still be a band. If it was up to me, I would have them play for me. You know what I mean? Just because that's who I'm used to rocking with, and that's where my heart is.
Is it different looking to the side or looking behind you and there's no one there as far as...
I mean, I'm
being-
lucky to have my producer, who is my right-hand man, who's
Okay.
now my musical director as well. So he plays for me. So, and because we've been working together since like my second song ever, you know what I mean? Like we have that same bond. We have that same comfortable, like I can look and laugh at him on stage, and like I'll do a note that I never did before, and we'll both look at each other like, you caught that? You know what I mean? And I have my dancers, of course, and my DJ, so I'm never alone on stage.
Now, do you watch America's Got Talent now and look at it like, oh no? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, these people don't know what's going down
I
here.
just hope people enjoy it and learn from it as much as possible, because that experience was really a learning experience for me. I got to learn how to be on a professional environment. I got to learn how to do interviews. I got to learn how to deal with people that I would maybe bump heads with in a situation of like authority, like a stage manager, or like a guy in an interview telling me to re-say a sentence I just said a different way. You know what I mean? It taught me how to like deal with all that. So stepping into the industry at 21, it was like I had some type of knowledge.
It's
how
hell of a
things would go.
tuition into the school of experience.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you realize that you paying that.
Exactly.
You know, what's your relationship with Nick Cannon now?
That's family. That's
heard
like
that.
it's. I wish people knew the amount of great this guy is. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? Like the fact that this man is doing all he is with his life, being an outstanding father, being an outstanding businessman, and they don't even know the random heartfelt things he does. For example, like somebody DM'd me and was really going through it and really wanted advice or an opportunity, and I called him and I was like, "Listen, I don't know what to do." And Nick Cannon's like, "Give me his number and I'll take a meeting."
Wow.
And I'll just talk to him, a guy that he did not know. You know what I mean? I called him like, I really want to help this person. I don't know what to do. I'm not in a position to give him a position. Like, if you have any idea, if you can just talk to him, called him and sat down with him, met up with him. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, Nick is a good dude.
he just went back to college. You know what I mean? Like, this guy is crazy.
And this dude got every job, and he's going back to college. He make everybody else look lazy.
and on top of that, he's fighting a lot with his health. You know what I mean? So he deserves all the love in the world.
Yeah, that's my guy.
All the love
Best
in the
believe
world.
that, man. He wear tight pants too.
Yeah.
I told him. I gave him some advice.
And shiny shoes. Come on.
You know, how he gave the little dude some advice. I told him too. I said, Nick, man, if you gonna wear them tight ass pants on AGT, don't have your big ass iPhone in your pocket. I told him that, Kehlani. I told him that. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta let him have his swag, man. That's his thing.
Yeah, but the phone, no, that's what I told him. You know what I'm saying?
Phone.
Just looking out for my baby brother. Big Boy Neighborhood. Kehlani is in the neighborhood.
I keep missing that thing. I have to learn when you guys
Hello.
get
You'll
it.
get
So I
it.
can
Yeah.
join it.
Right after he says
gonna
big
get
boy.
it.
Big boy.
She gonna get it as soon as she get in the car. She gonna be
All by
rolling.
herself.
It's gonna be completely silent. I'm just gonna be like,
Big boy.
big boy.
Then she be like, ah, fuck. Can we turn the car back around and go on
I
up
will
here?
wake up out of my sleep like, big boy.
then somebody gonna be like, oh, now you thinking about Big Boy?
Oh, okay.
What's really going on? That's
Here
with
we
a
go.
married man.
Here we go.
Yeah,
Shade
no,
room.
that's how it starts. Yeah. Good
those
Lord have
Shade
mercy.
room. Watch out.
Joke, ladies and gentlemen.
Being from Oakland, how do you think that shaped you as a musician?
I think it just made me really open to a lot of things because Oakland is so different. But we also have a strong sense of pride when it comes to our artistic intelligence, I kind of want to say, and our artistic integrity. I feel like people in Oakland don't just go for nothing. You know what I mean? It's like we're about to go incredibly crazy, and it's for a very big purpose, and I know exactly what I'm going to do, and I'm going to go for it until, somebody knocks me down. So, yeah, I think it just made me very persistent and very hardworking because it's so much talent out there. You're blessed if you're one of the few to really get on a real path from it, not just be a local poppin'.
Hey, Kehlani, they say with bigger stardom, there's bigger targets. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
It's like the bigger you get, the more people got to say about you, the more things. You know what I'm saying? And that's when you start to realize like how thick your skin gotta be. And it's even harder now because everybody think they have an opinion. Everybody think that now you can put your eyeballs on so much negativity that's right there in front of you, and you can hear so much as well. Just with social media and the things that's just out there, like, do you pay attention to any of that stuff?
I used to really. I really used to. I used to spend all day looking at my name and responding to things and sitting on these blogs and reading the comments on the blog posts and crying with my friends, and my friends would be like, I don't even know why the fuck you pay attention.
Yeah, man.
And I'm like, I don't know why either, but like this just ruined my whole day. You know what I mean? But once you realize, one, nothing anybody ever does is because of you, so you can't take anything personally. I don't know what made you wake up and say anything to me. I don't know what you just went through to make you so angry towards me right now because I've done nothing. You know what I mean? Or it's just nothing's personal. Even when people are positive towards you, it's not necessarily because of you. You know what I mean? That's just a rule of life.
Now, at one point you stopped, you got off Twitter.
Yeah.
And what was that reason? Was it a particular thing or was it a buildup where you're just like, man,
It was a
it's too
build-up.
much
Of course,
negativity?
it was marketed as I deleted my Twitter because of a situation with American Airlines that was really shitty.
Right.
But I was just over Twitter in general because I just didn't know how to handle so many opinions that I didn't ask for. You know what I mean? But this year has just taught me so much about myself and so much about the career path I chose and so much about the world and society. And like once I realized people will literally say anything to get a follow and a retweet, you know what I mean? Anything.
Right.
Because I watch people say extremely devastatingly sad things to me that are just malicious, and then just the next tweet is like another malicious thing towards a random celebrity, and then another malicious thing towards a random person. I'm like, you just want to be funny right now.
Right.
Like you just want to be funny, and I'm gonna just have to let you rock because
Yeah.
me giving it more energy would be a waste.
And sometimes I'm really just like, man, how unhappy are you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you don't see like Jay-Z get up in the morning or Beyonce get
You
up in the
don't
morning and
see
be like, hey,
any
you
successful
fucking
or happy
bitch.
person,
You know what I'm
anyone.
saying? Like, oh, I hate. I'm like, man.
I don't even see people who are getting a good check at their job going online and doing that. You know what
Right.
I mean? Like, it doesn't even have to be very famous rich people. It's like just happy, genuine. Like, I've never even before any of this went out my way and just thought I had to hurt someone's feelings. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, that thought never crossed my mind ever to just get up and say something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make me feel good. It doesn't get me a check. It doesn't get me another spin on my record.
Right.
You know what I mean? Nothing.
How
So-
weak or dark did those times become though?
They got really crazy, and it was on display how crazy they got for me. You know what I mean? And it continued for a while. There was a lot of months that it took. It's about my 7 or 8 month mark of kind of doing well. I'm not Mark, but like I'm 7 months away from the most traumatic event in my life, and I'm very, very happy to not think about it every day and to not wake up and beat myself up for it and be super unhappy. And when people mention it, I'm just like, I'm good, thank you. You know what I mean? Thank you. I'm really happy to be where I am right now, like in all aspects. So.
And you really are.
Yeah, I think it took me a long time, and it took me a lot of like falling again and getting back up and falling again, and it taught me to not, necessarily let the public know when I am falling back down. You know what I mean? And I'm 21 years old.
Damn,
I'm 21.
Baby.
Oh, wow.
I literally graduated high school like 2013. You know what I mean? Like I just am able to walk into a bar legally as of April. You know what I mean? So a lot of the time it's adults not understanding that I'm literally growing up as I'm in the spotlight. So the things I was supposed to be prepared for and the things I'm learning as I go.
Yeah,
so if I mess up, I don't beat myself up anymore. I'm like, well, I'm learning, and then you can always get better after.
And I couldn't imagine, and already just even with my radio career, but I couldn't imagine just growing up in front of the world.
Yeah,
in a world of opinion, in a world of gotcha, in a world of people that, they play like they want to see you successful. Then there's others that just, their job is to try to hurt. I couldn't imagine like being 21 now with all these different outlets
and not only that,
of people.
Being 21 and a woman now,
my God,
is really is insane. You know what I mean? I mean, like we know, like I feel like we really knew before. It's a natural thing. Women get doubted. Women are like, men have this weird thing towards women right now, but it's so crazy right now. I feel like literally at this time right now, like I've never seen so many men act so crazy towards women. Like online, the things they say.
And it's blatant.
I'm like, where's
now.
your mom, yo? Like, don't you have a sister?
You.
Don't you have a daughter? You know what I mean? Like, it just blows my mind. And I just pray for people. That's all I can do. And I pray that they find the same light that I did. You know what I mean? Which is just strength within themselves to realize they don't have to like do
How
too
did
much.
you keep from like just like from disappearing? You know how there's some point where you're like, man, if I'm not an artist, if I'm not available, so-called available to the public, then a lot of these things wouldn't be here. How did you not say, man, I'm just done with the business? Like, I don't even know if I want this.
Because that would have showed all the people that look up to me and was waiting for me to get back up that they can just disappear too.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I had already at that point not set the best example for how to handle a situation, and I let it get the best of me, and that's what I beat myself up over for a while was, dang, you set a horrible example of how to handle something. You know what I mean? It didn't matter if it was just your reality, your responsibility to the people that look up to you, you failed. You know what I mean? That's just how I personally felt. So I just think, and I won't lie to you, and I haven't talked about any of this. You know what I mean? I did want to quit. I did talk to my label. I did sit down and say, hey, you know what? Is it cool if I just songwrite? Is it cool if I just, I went to Hawaii, I went to go stay with my aunt, I decided I didn't want to come back. I only booked a one-way ticket.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why I'm choosing to share this right now, but I just feel like, I don't know. At this point, I'm open to whatever, because there are people that need to hear, and there are people that want to hear, and there are people that they need to hear in order to get through even something similar that I went through. So at this point, I'm just a vessel. Do you,
and the vessel is true, do you ever think like why me sometimes? And not a bad why me, but a like, damn, I gotta be the example. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta be the person that people, and not a woe is me, but like, damn. Like,
all the time. It is a lot of pressure, but I've kind of just, I just had this conversation the other day. I'm just like, why has my whole life been like this? Not just this 2016, but my entire life. Like, it's almost ironic how many like cliche bad weird growing up life, like parents this, boyfriend problems, younger homeless, like that's such a common thing, you know what I mean? But it was like so many things happening to me, but it was like every time I would tell the story, there was somebody that said thank you because they needed to hear it. So obviously I was put through those things, and then I was meant to share that I got through it, because somebody needed to know that it could be possible.
And you know what's wild about that, Kehlani, also, it's like there's multiples that you had to deal with that the average person probably couldn't deal with one of them.
Yeah.
And then, you know how when people say, like, man, damn, how did I get dealt this hand?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's easy to kind of just say, you know what, man, I fold. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
Yeah.
even playing the game anymore. And you know what that means. I'm out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But for you to actually, and even when you just go through the roll call of life, you know, with moms, pops, being raised by your aunt, homelessness, whatever it may be, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And that's a lot in 21 years.
Yeah.
But that's a lot in 1 year. 5 years of age, 10 years of age, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so there's gotta be an extreme light at the end of this tunnel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And God put us in positions, and it's not just music. You know what I'm saying? Like you get in a position where you become bigger than what you think your purpose is.
Yeah.
And you think like, okay, well, I got to do this venue. I got to put this out. I got to put this mixtape. I got to
Yeah.
sign to Atlantic. But then there's something that's bigger that's going to dwarf
Exactly.
all that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is just your introduction to you getting on that platform.
Exactly.
Where we all got to pay attention to what's going on and how many lives will be affected by what was affecting your life.
Exactly.
So continue on.
Thank you.
Continue on.
Like you were saying that, you know, your struggle, your fans can, there's going to be a fan out there that can really relate to it. And they're going to say, because of you, I was able to do X, Y, and Z. Is there something that your fans have taught you through your ups and downs?
Actually, they teach me a lot. I've actually, when I was going through what I went through, I had 15-year-old girls in my inbox, you know, like, Kehlani, honestly, you got this. Like, we've seen you go through some crazy stuff before. You got this. Da-da-da. We're here for you. I'm like, these are 15-year-olds telling me not to pay. Or a blog will post something and they know I'll be upset. And they'll side of my DMs, get like, girl, don't pay attention. Da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? But I think what my fans have taught me is the lesson of, like, really not being judgmental. I've never been a very judgmental person at all. But for example, like, there were so many people that responded negatively to my situation, and I had to only be compassionate back. I had to look at it and be like, you're going through something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Man.
If you were to able to negatively
Hurt
respond
people,
to
hurt people.
exactly. And what we kind of taught each other, me and my fans, was just like, yo, don't even give the negative energy back, because it's not helping either of us.
Right.
We're gonna all be in pain if we're just keep sending pain
Yeah,
back
if you
and
play the
forth.
game of tennis.
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to carry anyone else's pain with me. So I just choose to, like, not involve myself in those type of situations, and just to not also let other people run my life. You know what I mean? For a while, that's really just what it was. Is the world was running my life, like, in all aspects. Like, I would tweet something, and then if any response is negative, I'm like, maybe should I even think that? I'm like, no, I thought that in the first place.
Right.
Like, I can think that.
And you
I
start
have
to
my
second
own mind.
guess.
Exactly. And I think people just expect, I hate the word celebrity, but people expect celebrities or people in positions like I'm in to either be robots or to not have feelings,
Right.
or to
Or it-
not
and-
get
Not be
doubts,
human.
And
or
also
to
it
not
comes with
get
it.
insecure and things like that. I'm like, yo, I'm a 21-year-old girl who, like, glow up photos went viral. Who y'all love to say
Right,
I
right,
just got
hello.
cute. I am just now understanding all that. I am just now, like, looking in the mirror and being like, you know what, you're cute. Tell yourself that.
Yes.
Go ahead
You know
now.
what I mean? So I don't know. I guess it's just we're just growing with each other, and I love it so much. If I was to fall on my ass and hit rock bottom again, I'm confident they'd get me back up.
Yeah,
So,
they will. Now, how many, Kehlani, let me ask you this, and I'm pretty sure you've been asked this before. How many tattoos do you have?
way too many to count.
Really though?
Wow.
What's your guestimate? Let's play a round
I
of
really don't know, because I have cover-ups on cover-ups. Like, I
heard
have
that.
layers on layers.
like on your hand with your hands. Would that be considered 1, or would that be considered 80?
I don't know, because like, I don't know if every knuckle is 1 or if, like,
Yeah.
the entire
Very true.
sentence.
I consider it 1 if you got that, like, one at one
Yeah,
time.
but
no,
then there's
'cause I
things
got
on the
these
top too.
completely
Yeah.
separate. Like,
See,
I got,
okay, then
like,
Like, is that Mickey Mouse right there?
yeah, it is. My sister didn't. Basically, my sister was moving to New York, and she was like, "I know how to do stick and pokes," and we was like in 9th grade, 10th
Oh,
grade.
that's
and,
dope.
And we was at the park, and I remember the teacher came over, and I almost got expelled because the teacher caught us. He was like, "You're supposed to be in class, but you're totally skipping class to get."
That was your
class
first
at the
one?
Park, yeah.
So, just a guesstimate. Do you think you got over 40?
Definitely,
Higher or lower? Okay,
definitely,
higher.
Definitely over 40.
Over 50?
I don't know if it's over 50.
I'm going to say yeah.
All right.
I'll say
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Cover-ups on
I
cover-ups,
have a
yeah.
lot of I like big stuff, not just like a bunch of
Yeah.
little ones.
Right.
I have like this is a piece, this is a piece.
What's
this
the
is a
one
piece.
that's right here, the female?
It's Frida.
Oh, okay, that's
It's,
what I thought.
it
It's
wasn't
so
done
beautiful.
too well, so she kind of looks like a zombie. But it's
in
good.
photographs. It looks beautiful.
People think I have the picture of Rihanna from Carnival tatted.
What?
Like,
Get
girl,
outta
I
here.
love
I
that
was like,
Rihanna tattoo.
I was like,
Your
I love her
ass
to
away
death,
from-
and that is one of the most firest pictures of all time. But I definitely don't have it tatted on my arm.
Do you have that one that you look at and you're like, man, what the hell was I thinking? Because you got your first tattoo at what? You say probably 9th grade?
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, you got to have a
started
few
early.
when you look at like.
I think I've always been kind of intention wise and moral wise the same person.
Mm-hmm.
Like ever since I was little, I've always been like the overly expressive, overly into justice and extraness and
right.
all this art. You know what I mean? That's
Like,
always
man, look
just
at this little
I've
serious
been
grown
this-
up girl
right.
over here.
I've been the super hippie since I was little, but it's more about the way they were done and like who I got them done by. It was
Right.
like, dang, this could have been done, and I still would have it on me, the same idea, but it would have been done 10 times better.
Really? Do you have your next one?
Honestly, I thought about this the other day, and I'm like, one, I'm hella covered anyway, so I'm just gonna
Right.
keep going. Two, this is just one of my bodies.
Are your legs and everything covered too?
Nah, I have one on my calf, one on my shin, and one on my.
Oh, so you got
thigh,
real
but-
estate.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
I
do.
got a lot of space
Yeah, you
actually.
got
So
real estate
I'm
right
just
there.
go ham to
What
be
does
honest.
that say on your neck right here?
It says perdida y encontrada, which means
Oh, I
lost
love
and
that.
found.
Damn. It says all that?
It says lost and found. I was in Germany and I was really pissed off. and I was like, yo, I'm gonna go get tats. And I hit this tattoo shop
How
up
dope
and they
is that,
stayed
though?
open for me and I got my face tat and my neck tat.
How
It's
dope
crazy.
is that? Like, and everything has a stamp on it, though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
definitely,
you
yeah.
know where you at,
Yeah.
moment in time. You
I
know
got a
what
lot
I'm saying?
done overseas and I don't know. It's usually when I'm upset, I just go get the frustration out via tat.
Is
So.
there any meaning behind your paper plane? Is that a paper
Yeah.
plane on your
Yeah, I
arm?
was wondering what that.
Yeah.
it-
To me,
I,
it's
I was like, I made those.
for me, it's representative of really staying above. Because for me, like I've talked about this only lately, but I was one of those people that used to clown depression. And I'll be honest, I used to be like, this shit not real. This shit a choice. Y'all could just wake up and be
Right.
like, I'm good. What's wrong with y'all? You know what I mean? But you don't know anything until you go through it, which is also a big lesson in life about anything. You just don't know anything until you go through it. And for me, it's just reminding myself to stay above and to glide above things and not be harsh on myself. You know what I mean? Like when you think of a paper plane, you think of it being weightless and
Yeah,
fun
man.
and effortless and smooth and just like kind of untroubled. You know what I mean? So it's just my reminder of kind of
How
staying
long ago
above that.
did you get that one? The paper plane.
Like a few months back when I
Have
was
you
doing,
seen
like, a
anyone that
European-
walked up to you with the same tattoo yet?
But I do have people that have paper planes on their body.
Yeah.
And like they're they'll be like, oh my God, dope, like we have the same tat. And I'm like, sick.
Inspirational. Like, oh yeah, you thought the same thing. huh?
Everybody just thinks it means because I just be high.
Right.
Paper planes,
Like,
dog.
I went and got one, bro.
It's lit.
21 years of age, man. You say you want to have a bazillion babies
I do.
by the age of.
I changed my mind.
Okay.
After 25.
I was about to say, man, I was about to say you're gonna have to leave from here and go smash right now. A
I have
bazillion
so many
babies.
things to accomplish. I really just.
But you
want
do
to-
see yourself as a mother. You want
Yeah.
kids.
I think, honestly, I'm just gonna keep referring to the fact that this year really taught me what I want from my life, and I don't necessarily see myself being this epically famous, very I don't see myself chasing that my whole life. I want to be able to make my bread, make my albums, and then
Right.
raise my kids. You know what I mean? I really want to be able to live somewhere smooth in a nice house, with lots of backyard space, and have my family, and then make my albums and send them off and go tour. You know what I mean? I just don't. It taught me the value of fame versus value of what matters at the end of the day when you're by yourself and you're alone and things could possibly end for you. It registers to you what matters. You know what I mean? And for me, it was family and love and stability, and it's really the people around you. That's what's been keeping me going this past 7 months is the people around me and love and real love. You know what I mean? And learning the value of real love. So
Do you feel that from your audience as well? Like when you step on stage and how you receive, do you feel
Definitely.
that that's love? Yeah.
yeah, I think I have some of the most different fans in the world. I've been to concerts and it's not the same love. You know what I mean? Not to compare in any type of negative way, but
Right.
I'm just over ecstatic about how dope my fans are. Like, I'll be getting ready to sing a song that they know what it's about, or they know how emotional it was for me, and like the piano will be playing and it's silent. You just hear, "Don't cry, baby, we got you."
Yeah, man.
Or like I have a song called "The Letter," and it's about like feeling, worthless in a situation where your parent didn't give you the love that you felt you deserved. And I get every single time, "You are worthy. We love you. No, you are perfect. You are worth it." In the audience, you know what I mean? Or they'll cry when they meet me, and it's like I'm sitting there with people I knew for a long time, and we're like, dapping each other up for being proud of each other. It's not like a, "Oh my God, you're a fan of me" situation. It's like, "Oh my God, I know you went through it, and that's why you're crying, because you got out of it too.
Yes.
We're here, girl." You know what I mean?
Who touched you like that? You know how there's some people that there's a Kehlani and they're like, "Man, I can identify with that," or "I got a piece of that." Maybe not 100%, but identification. What artists did you connect with that brought those same emotions out of you? Like, I feel you.
I think watching a lot of the VH1, like, behind the musics and finding out that so many artists are troubled and so many artists have mental problems and so many artists were like so much like fluctuating crazy weight behind the scenes and going into dark periods for months and like doing things like that, but because they didn't have social media, no one knew.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it just made me feel so less alone. Like I watched so many of them, like, okay, everybody's going through it.
Right.
Like this isn't easy for any of us. You know what I mean? So I don't know, Pink was a big inspiration for me.
Yeah.
Just watching how she had to go through so many dark situations and always came out like this badass, kick ass, like outspoken, like, you know what I mean? Mike Posner. Mike Posner is a very good friend and he helped me a lot, like lately, like just, "Hey, how are you doing? I hope you're having a great day. Hey, I'm really proud of you, just to let you know." You know what I mean? And Sia.
Wow.
Sia actually reached out and
Damn.
That's beautiful.
really was like, just on some, "Hey girl, I'm here as a big sister to just let you know that I'm here for you and like it's gonna be okay and everything's gonna be good." And just you gotta appreciate people who don't have to do things like that, who take the time out of their lives when they don't know you. You know what I mean? Just to send you that love, it was so important.
Is there an artist that you really enjoy? Like if you say, "Man, I wish I could do a show with this person."
I'm just a fan of music. I'm such a fan of like everybody knows I'm the ultimate fangirl. Like I just performed with JoJo yesterday, and I've been seeing her. We like we're friends, and we've been seeing each other around for like a year now. And every single time I meet her, I'm just like,
dope.
I'm like, "Yo, I don't care how many times. I don't know if this is gonna get annoying to you, but like, it's one of the only people that like I looked up to heavy growing up who like didn't disappoint me at all. You know what I mean? She's an amazing person. Like outside of being an outstanding artist, like who she is as a person, like she's just so inviting. And I was like, "Oh my God, like you're amazing." Like,
Kehlani, without saying a name, have you met an artist or someone famous that you were disappointed in?
yeah, not necessarily because they were just horrible people or they were a bad person, but the person they were through their art or the person that they were in their interviews, they just wasn't the same, or they were jaded, or they were over it, or the world had just got them down at that point and they were supposed to be my hero. You know what I mean? And I was
So
just
for
like,
whatever reason, it was like, man, for whatever reason,
yeah, but
I didn't meet the representative.
But I can understand.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna fault you for being jaded when the world has given you so many reasons to be jaded. That's why it's just anything in life right now. I'm not mad when anyone's upset at anything. Feel how you feel because the world probably gave you a reason to at that point.
I heard that.
Kehlani, are you working on any new projects right now? Any new music coming out?
Yeah, let's get out
Album?
the deep talk. Okay.
Triple S.
Yeah, hello.
Album, I want
I
music.
was getting hot in here.
Yeah.
Of course I am. I think that's my happy place is the studio or stage. So everybody always sees me in there, and I haven't just been in there sitting smoking joints. So
Hello.
yeah, we've been working. We've been really just trying to build, and most importantly, I think it was the fact that I was building an album and then went through some crazy shit and had to take a break, and now I'm like getting back on track and trying to match who I am now to who I was before and kind of fuse the two. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's pretty much all I'm trying to get across.
Do you have to be on some kind of timeline for it? Like, are you hoping maybe 3 months, 2 months?
Timeline, I'm not rushing myself.
Good.
Right.
I think,
But now the major label situation too. If you think
Exactly.
about mixtapes or your own grind, it's kind of like, oh, okay, well, you know,
my
I
label
could
is
do
so
that.
awesome.
Oh, okay.
My label is so dope. I expected so much anger to come from me taking time off for myself, but they were like, we love you so much, do your thing.
I heard
It was
that.
like, whatever time you need, whatever space you need to take.
Because people say sometimes the business, like the music business, is the one that you're like, you know, but
I mean, it is.
Right.
That gets you down, especially when you're a person who came from putting everything out themselves and being organic and building the fan base. But my label, when they found me, that was the first thing they said is like, we don't want to mess up what you have.
We got you.
We don't want to like you've got your ball rolling. We don't want to like stop your ball. So.
Is there any chance of a collaboration between you and Bryson Tiller on this next album?
I mean, there's a chance of collaboration. Period. You know what I mean? We're actually about to get in like soon again, but yeah, we don't rush things because we're really friends. I don't rush anything with my real friends because we can just call each other up and be like, hey, let's get in and just, even if we're not even making a song, let's just jam music and play each other's stuff back and forth and eat crackers or something. You know what I mean?
I love crackers.
Me too.
Yeah, so crackers and cheese and apple slices, all that good stuff.
Go ahead now. What's on your writer contract?
It's really lately. It's been hilarious because I'm a I'm a pescatarian now. I was a strict vegetarian, like no fish or anything, but I've been going to Hawaii a lot and eating poke. So
oh man,
oh my God.
You don't have any on you, do you?
Oh my God. Just whip it out my backpack, raw fish. Horrible.
When you walked in, you thought it was poke. I had to tell you it was like that.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I need it. Where's the cough button?
Yeah. She walked in, she was like, "Oh my God, big, y'all got poke in here." I'm like, "Hey, baby girl, that's like that."
Every day.
Let it be.
Every day with him.
Yeah, every day she smell like poke. I love it though.
She can't smell
That
it.
is terrible.
Yeah, no, it's not. You know what? No. I love her.
I love her.
It's like
I didn't say fish. Now, when you say fish,
He
you talking about
said
broth.
pokey.
I said poke.
That includes rice and
Yeah.
mangoes and
Some
Seasoned.
green onions.
Yeah, it's seasoned. You never grabbed a bowl of poke and went, "Ugh, I hate the way this smells." You always go,
The pokey place though usually smells a little crazy, and then
Yeah, because you walking into the raw,
Right,
you
right.
walking into the raw
Right,
get down,
exactly.
Kehlani. But once the poke's prepared, you never walked into no fried fish restaurant and say it smelled bad in here. You be like, like damn, it
my
smell
God.
like fish. Oh man, that's what you say.
God.
It smells good
Exactly.
in here.
Big. Stop telling people.
it's okay. You smell like boiling crab, boo. We good.
Yeah, it is.
I love
And
boiling
she's
crab,
sitting right
so
next to
I'm
you.
good.
There we go.
There it is right there. I'm so glad we got this off the way. You know what I'm saying? Because Kehlani was sitting here like, y'all don't smell it? And I was like, yeah, girl, like every day, Kehlani.
Don't do me like this.
Yeah. That's what she said. She was like, "Big, don't do me like this." And she was like, "I'll call in next time. I don't need to be sitting in here smelling pokey, getting all hungry with my pescatarian ass."
Can you break one of these windows?
Yeah. Now, I'm just going to flip through some things, and I just want you to keep it real 1 thou wow with us, all right? That's 1 thou wow. That's E40 right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey,
So you're right. All righty, now, what is, Kehlani, what's the most dangerous thing you've done? That you don't want to, put yourself in a crazy situation.
The most dangerous thing I've done, probably ignore my instincts in situations where my intuition was like, you're not supposed to be here. Damn. You're not supposed to do this.
That
you know
stomach
what I mean?
gut where you like.
And I think we've all been in those situations, and then it's just gone sour, and we've just been like, yo, I could have avoided this.
Kehlani, something most people hate, but I love.
I think a lot of people hate when people are 100% very expressive, and I love it.
You love it.
You know what I mean? I love it when people have a million tweets and they're going ham, and every time they're upset, they're like,
Right.
"Holy fucking shit, I'm mad!" And then when they're happy, they're like, "Fuck yeah, turn up!"
You ain't got the answer, Sway.
Right? Exactly. I love Kanye. You know
You
what
ain't
I
got
mean?
the answers.
I love that, and a lot of people just think that people are supposed to just have this like mysterious aspect to them in 2016. And I'm like, dog, be your fucking self.
Hell yeah. All right, if you could spend 15 minutes with any person, dead or alive, who would it be?
Amy Winehouse.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I really just want to talk
Did
to
you
her.
see her documentary?
It was very sad. It was really
cry.
sad because there were so many people around who was witnessing. Yeah, and I think that's the
The
worst thing.
so-called downfall.
And it made me really have conversations with all my team. Like, if you fucking see me losing my shit, and you as the homie or someone who says you love me does not stop me, I swear.
And they kept pushing her out
Yes.
there.
Man.
Her
And,
dad.
and it was almost like she
'Cause they
was
just want
begging
more.
for the stop.
Yeah, she was showing.
Like, don't you
people,
see this?
People cry for help in more. People rarely just go, "Yo, I need help."
Right,
It's
right.
so rare. People don't do that. There's signs of like, "Yo, can you just come over and hang out with me today? I just need to be with somebody."
Right.
Or, "Yo, do you mind staying with me for a little extra?" Or things like that. Like, you know when somebody's not okay, and we just choose to ignore it and push them in situations where they're not ready.
Believe that. Like, if that was a movie, not a documentary, not about Amy Winehouse's life, if that was just a movie, because you watched her life and you knew how it was going to end.
Yeah.
And it was like, man, this is a real story. And there is no one, if you guys haven't seen this documentary on Amy Winehouse as well,
So good.
there is no way to watch that and not feel a certain way
Not
when
be
those
angry.
ending credits go on, man.
Not angry.
They're like, it's a ball of emotions, though. You're angry.
You're sad.
You're sad.
You're
Yes.
remorseful. You know what I mean? It's too many things. And I think what just sucked is like the fact that everyone's always exposed to how they could have helped way after the fact.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I
If I
mean?
would have,
Like,
could have, should have.
and I hate those.
Man.
It's just the worst.
Yeah, what could someone do to make you instantly dislike them?
I think being sensitive in times when things are serious. That's my biggest turnoff.
Insensitive?
Insensitive
Right.
or joking about things that matter. You know what I mean? There are so many people that like with all the things that are going on in life right now, with like social injustice and the Black Lives Matter movement. There were so many people that I could have a serious conversation with and they'd crack a joke and I was like, I'm either about to knock your fucking head off your shoulders or I'm going to walk away right now and you're dead to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it is the worst. I'm talking on Twitter yesterday about the guy that just got killed with epilepsy. And people are like, okay, but where's that album though? Or okay, but follow me. Or haha, seizure. And and tweet a meme of like a disco ball or something. Like, you have to be a different type of person.
Yes.
You have to be another kind of person that does not feel a type of way or just doesn't feel. You know what I mean? You don't like.
Do
what
you
did
find
you get from
yourself
that?
having to think rational for the irrational sometimes too, though? Like, damn.
Yeah, and I have to I just have to remind myself that it's sad that there are so many people like that, and I got to stop giving my energy to those people. You know what I mean? But on the flip side, it's like, damn, is nobody gonna say something to these people?
Right.
Y'all just gonna sit here and let them do that? It's
Somebody
like,
gotta say
it's
something.
such a split. It's like, damn, don't feed the trolls, ignore the trolls. They
Yep.
just want your attention. On the other hand, it's like we are so desensitized to human bullshit and so desensitized to out of pocket fuck shit that we're just willing to chalk it up. You know what I mean? And then those people never get taught. Those people never get corrected. The bullshit accumulates. It's such a splitting.
Yeah, and there's no way to pull it back
It's
by
such
that
a
time.
splitting emotion.
And by that time, it's no way to pull it back. Like, even with me, man, if something goes down in my life, Kehlani, I tell the person the first time.
Exactly.
And because I don't want to get down the road 10 times and I say, hey, man, that offended me. Or I'm not cool with that. Like, oh, man, I never knew. Like,
Yeah.
I don't play mama jokes. You can't say shit about my sisters.
Don't play none of that.
Don't fuck around with my wife. None of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the first time I'm in your chest. And you'll
Exactly.
never do it again.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And now, with radio, so on and so forth, I used to try to knock
careful.
your ass out. Now I gotta be like, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Hey. Whoa there, Nelly. Big boy
Big
neighborhood.
boy.
Oh, man. Is Big boy. Damn it.
Yeah.
I almost got it. I got it. Man, that's stupid anyway. Why we always got to do this? Hey, Ida, is this your if you ran for president? Is that your question right there?
Yes.
Oh, could you ask her that?
Oh,
Yes.
my goodness.
Because I think you asked me that one
Yes.
time. All righty.
If you ran for president, Kehlani, what is the scariest thing that somebody could bring up from your past?
Oh man, everything. What?
Yeah.
I couldn't run for president with my past.
Wait, hold on. Donald Trump is, so
Yeah.
stop.
Don't say you
You're right,
You know what I'm saying?
you're right.
We can really
We
never say
see
never
this.
anymore.
I think people just being able to use the fact that people got under my skin against me, you know what I mean? At least Donald Trump is like, ha, you're never phased me. I've been unbothered this entire time. You know what I mean? I'm going to be a fuckhead in your face. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you have a
I'm a
problem with it and
piece of
it's whatever. For me, I think people would just be able to be like, well, how's she going to run a country if people got to her? You know what I mean?
Right.
They going to get to her in the White House. You know what I mean? I'd be like, not in these walls, boo-boo.
Right.
You see this big-ass house?
Will you?
Like, I got security 2 miles out this bitch. You can't get to me, unfortunately.
Hello.
But
Will
I
you
don't know.
vote this year?
I definitely think it's my duty to
Right.
vote. You know what I mean? I'm going to, definitely. Does that mean I am super team one of the presidential
Right.
people?
Yeah.
No.
How
as fuck.
unfortunate is that?
It's so sad. You know what I mean? It's so sad, but we really need to understand that it is our responsibility, since we know the reality, to stop fucking talking ourselves in circles about it and actually pick someone. You know what I mean?
And
Because it's our duty.
Kehlani, I don't know where your birthday falls, but this could either be possibly your first or your second time voting.
Yeah.
Age-wise, 'cause you're just
it'll be
21.
my first time.
Your first time.
Yeah.
Wow.
The last
we threw you a curve with this one.
Yeah, I was like,
You're like, man, why couldn't you get in
back
Obama years?
I was like in the 7th or 8th grade when Obama got.
The
For
first
his
time.
first time.
Yeah, seventh grade, I think, when Obama got. I remember I performed
Wow,
for
bro.
an inaugural barbecue in Oakland.
You ain't got none of that barbecue in you, huh?
Oh, definitely from 7th grade.
Right.
You want some
love
dusty
you.
ribs and some
I love
veggie
you.
cheese and
Some aged ribs.
aged. I'm dead. This aged cheddar
Yeah.
macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, and then when it's burnt, it's Cajun. Yeah. You gotta know
It's
how
got
to.
character.
Yeah.
You ever bought True Religion pants and looked
Yes.
at the
Yes.
tag and
Oh,
it says like,
God.
oh no, when it starts getting holes, it's just the character.
Oh, really though?
I
People got a
must
lot
have
of.
died when I said that. Like y'all shitting me, right?
Hey, dude, let me tell you what's crazy about that as
Character.
well, though. Because now people, fashion-wise, they wear holes in their pants, and that's
man.
fashionably
Can we talk about
character.
this?
When I was growing up, we were just broke. You know
Can we
what I'm
talk
saying?
about
Like, I started
with the
this
holes?
trend then. Go
Did
ahead.
you guys see
What?
the dollar store Ripper slippers on the runway?
No.
Wait,
The
what's-
Chinese sandals?
I know which ones you're talking about.
Yup. Come on.
They're
now.
back?
Come on now.
Don't tell me they're back.
I think
Wait,
it
like
was.
the
I
Kung Fu
think it might
shoes?
have been Marc Jacobs, possibly.
Little.
But the Chinese Ripper slippers, where it's like the end is the net, and they have like the flower.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes. So,
Yes.
so
These ones right
I
here.
must have had seen
talking about those
those.
right there?
Oh,
I
man.
had those in
I
the
must have had
color.
seen those paired with do rags
Stop.
at Fashion Week.
What?
See what I'm
And
saying?
for me, it was less of like a laughing thing and more of like, you guys really think that this shit is a game.
Right.
You guys really think that like that we was wearing those, our moms was wearing those because they could not afford nothing
Yes.
else.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? They have their do-rags because they actually need to keep their hair intact. And you're putting them on like white girls with like silky hair. You
And
know
here
what I
we
mean?
go.
Like
Here we
it's
go.
literally the craziest shit. And I think the same brand ended up putting a whole bunch of white girls with
Oh, with
dreads
the
on the
dreadlocks,
runway.
yeah, they had to
Yes.
apologize for that. Yeah.
Yo, this is just blowing my mind. It's just mind freaking boggling,
Right.
man.
How
Like,
fashion conscious are you?
I'm not really
I heard
fashion
that.
conscious just because I never like it's some people's thing and it's just not my thing. You know what I mean? Like I'm really bad with remembering too many names and too many words and things like that. Like I would probably have to turn every designer's name into a song in order to really remember because
Right.
I just suck at that. But I admire people who are super into it and is like know when like a piece, like I know how much went into this and the way this flows and this. I'm like, you can tell all that from his fit.
Right, yeah.
I'm about to be like, tight fit dog and keep it pushing. You know
They
what
do.
I mean? Like,
I
real
love
good.
how shirts got that frayed, messed up
Distress.
look. Yeah.
we all
and how
look
much
broken,
they cost
dusty,
now.
and expensive at the same
Man.
time.
Kehlani, definitely want to thank you for coming into the
Thank
neighborhood
you
and
for
hanging out
having me.
with
It
us,
was a really
man.
fun interview.
Man, I appreciate you.
I didn't feel
coming
like
in.
it was an interview. It was like we're kind of just kicking it.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
chilling.
Just hanging out. You know what I'm saying?
Do this often.
We're going to do it one more again. We're going to do it one more again. Best believe that. I'm going to let you get on out of here. Tell you the truth, I got to go take a shit.
Oh, you know what? Handle that.
Yeah.
Handle
Real
that.
walkie-talkie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
Watch out
feel,
for
I
those
feel that
bowels.
close to you, though.
Yeah.
You
It's
know what I'm
okay.
saying?
Everybody should.
Like, cause somebody else, I would have been like, hey, thank you for coming in. You know,
You better make sure these motherfuckers know you shit glitter.
There it is.
Only greatness.
Hello.
I
Hello.
shit greatness.
There it is right there. So now you guys know. You know what I'm saying?
Tell 'em.
I shit glitter.
I love
Period.
Yeah, I shit glitter.
Shit glitter and piss excellence.
And that's an exclamation point.
Period.
Kehlani, I appreciate you, my love. God bless you and continue
God
to be
bless you
you.
as well.
And I
I
wish you
appreciate it.
nothing but happiness, baby
Thank
girl. Kehlani in the neighborhood, Big Boy's neighborhood.